sense. It's over. She told us it was over. Didn't she on a Saturday have a big event and endorse Obama in D.C.? I don't get it. I've been in public office 35 years. 16 in the State Assembly, 19 in Congress. I think I know a little bit about politics. I don't understand this.
What about those who say the names are always entered into nomination, like Ted Kennedy and others?
Not when you have such a historic moment for Obama, not when you have a race that was that close and may have some feelings that you can fire up that are dormant right now, and not when you have the first possibility of an African American and you want to have somebody appear to be taking away from that moment. And I was a Hillary supporter in 2 languages, you know.
That was New York Congressmember Jose Serrano speaking from the convention floor. He had supported Hillary Rodham Clinton and has now switched his support to Obama. I wanted to get your thoughts, Dolores Huerta.
Well, I think that Mr. Serrano, whom I admire very much, is not considering feelings. And there are a lot of hurt feelings, especially among the women, because we all feel, and it's quite obvious that Hillary was not treated very well by the media, the major media, the corporate media. There was a lot of misogyny there, and we feel that she didn't get a fair shake. And I don't think it takes anything away from Obama. No, I mean, he is bigger than that. Obama is much bigger than that. And this is not going to take away from him at all. The one thing that came out of the convention floor last night is that after Hillary's speech, there was such energy that came out of that convention. I remember the night before coming out of the convention, and I was really tired. But after that speech, we were all just dancing in the street, basically, because, you know, she just energized everybody. And this is the kind of energy that we're going to need to win this election. It's historical for Obama, and this is candidacy is going to take us so much forward in our country, but it's also historical that Hillary also be recognized for what she did.
Can I just say one thing to the point that she just made? I've heard over and over again from Hillary supporters that basically the media didn't treat her very well. I think the argument could be made for Senator Obama as well. He definitely took his hits in the media also. But having said that, you know, nobody's more conflicted about this than I am. At the beginning, I was very much a Hillary Clinton supporter at the very beginning. But the time has come for us to basically...
What changed for you? When were you a Clinton supporter, and why did you shift?
Well, I mean, Barack Obama came out of nowhere, let's face it. It was probably around February 2007. I didn't know who Barack Obama was. I very much knew who Hillary and Bill Clinton were. And so I naturally gravitated toward them. And then I read The Audacity of Hope. And it completely changed my perspective on how politics should be handled in this country. And I knew when I read that book that I had to do everything in my power to make sure that he became the president of the United States, even though I knew it was a long shot. So I think that there definitely has been 2 historic primary campaigns run. I think the media has been unfair to Senator Hillary Clinton. I think the media has been unfair to Barack Obama. But I think that it really is time now, especially with that wonderful speech she gave yesterday, for us as Democrats to begin to move past this so that we can get Senator Obama elected.
Sasha Millstone, are you going to vote for Barack Obama?
At this convention, I am going to proudly cast my vote for Hillary Clinton. I am an elected Hillary Clinton delegate, and that's what I'm here to do.
When it comes to the general election in November?
I haven't decided. I'm here now focusing on the struggle to just get an actual floor vote for Hillary Clinton. It has not been easy. The question is really, in my mind, how does one get to unity? And we talked here quite a bit about this is a very normal process. It happens almost all the time at almost every convention. You cannot tell people to unify. One of the reasons, I think, that we have this process is so that everybody who has fought so hard for their candidate and who believes that their candidate is the best, because we don't get to be delegates if we don't passionately believe that.
But Sasha, don't
Excuse me, I'd like to finish, please. So one of the reasons that we're here is to express that intent and that emotion and to cast a vote for our candidates. That is a process through which you can get to unification. Unfortunately, I think one of the hallmarks of this particular convention, which is different than others that I've attended, is that you're not supposed to be advocating for your candidate. Gary Hart talked eloquently about how when his name was put in nomination, his people had a 20-minute celebration and they were able to, cast their votes, and then they left the convention feeling unified. Unfortunately, we've spent on the Hillary side months just trying to get a normal roll call vote so that this can be part of history. Because we know that when history is written, we want a roll call vote to be recorded. So 100 years from now, people know what happened.
I'm sorry. My frustration with this point of view around unification is that, as a party, aren't we supposed to be unifying around the issues? Whenever a Hillary supporter tells me that they don't know whether or not they're going to vote for Barack Obama, I immediately get confused because I don't understand how two candidates who are so closely aligned from an issue standpoint could cause someone not to vote for the other candidate if their candidate doesn't win. I was completely prepared to vote for Hillary Clinton. I was frustrated as an Obama supporter, very passionate, very emotional, but I knew in the end that if we want to change the problems of this country, we had to vote for a Democrat and get them in office. And in the end, if there hadn't been a roll call for Senator Obama, it wouldn't have been an issue for me. So that's a source of frustration, I think, for Obama supporters, because we want to unify the party around the issues. We want to get away from 8 years of Bush policies and start moving towards building the country that we know we can have and that Senator Obama can help us build.
With all due respect, process and rules are important too. And I think that if we're going to get to a place of unity, it is not, when Hillary Clinton had her suspension speech, it doesn't mean that everybody that supported her then automatically starts supporting Senator Obama. That should not be expected or required. There's a process. We're going through it, and we're proud Democrats, longtime Democrat my entire life, to be going through this process. And I just think it's a very healthy process. And as Dolores said, it's not a process that hurts Barack Obama at all.
Dolores Huerta.
Well, I believe that, again, referring to last night, at the end of the evening, you could see so many Hillary supporters that were uplifted, and that's basically what they needed. They needed to be acknowledged. The campaign had to be acknowledged, and this is sort of a healing process. When Hillary Clinton said that she believed we need some catharsis, that definitely was what happened last night at the convention floor. That catharsis took place, and once people can get their feelings adjusted, it's not going to be enough to vote for Barack. We have to go out there and work very, very hard. This is not going to be a slam dunk election, even though it would seem so, again, on the issues that the Democrats would be able to walk into the White House. But we've got all of these other things that we've got to deal with, and we have to say it. We've got the racism out there. We've got the fact that a lot of people don't really know who Barack is. And so it's not going to be enough just to vote for Barack Obama. We're going to have to go out there and work very, very hard to really introduce him and to motivate people to work hard.
And Dolores Huerta, how do you feel about that? And can you talk about the Latino community? Well, of course, there are many different communities in this country, Latino communities, but the feelings within the Latino community for Barack Obama.
They just don't know the man, and that is what we have to do. And whatever hurt feelings people might have out there about Hillary Clinton, we've got to say we understand how you feel and your disappointment or whatever, but now we've got to heal, and we've got to get out there and get this man elected the president, because it's not just about the United States of America. We're talking about our world is at stake here in this election.
Dolores Huerta, I hear that from you. I hear that from Patricia Wilson-Smith. But Sasha Millstone, you don't seem so set on saying, but it's got to be a Democratic president.
I do not. I am so involved in the process here and now. It has been such a fight just to be able to do this, and we're not finished with this process. So it's hard for me to look beyond it at this moment.
What is the pain that you feel around how Hillary Rodham Clinton was treated? Not by the mainstream press, but by the Barack Obama camp, the campaign. Can you explain to listeners and viewers what it is that made you feel that Hillary Rodham Clinton was disrespected?
That is a complex question. I can tell you there are two major pieces of it. One is that the nominating process itself is a very flawed process in the Democratic Party. Almost every step of the way, starting with Florida and Michigan. I don't want to get back into that, but I'm just saying that was an issue. And going to the Rules and Bylaws Committee, talking about caucuses where there were all kinds of problems all across the country, and then finally the issue of the superdelegates. It's a very flawed process. So that is part of the problem. The other problem, which Dolores referred to, is